Hi, I'm Eric Kurland from 3D Space, and this is the Natural Vision 3D camera rig from the 1950s that was used to film the above-water scenes in September Storm. It was developed by Hollywood screenwriter Milton Gunsberg and his ophthalmologist brother Julian, and built by camera engineer Fred Baker and camera technician Lothrop Worth. This system utilized a pair of Mitchell NC 35mm cameras, one to shoot the left eye view and one to shoot the right eye view. Now, in order to shoot 3D, the lenses from both cameras need to be placed close together like our eyes. But these cameras were too big to place side by side. So instead, the cameras were pointed at each other lens to lens, and they filmed the reflection off of two front surface mirrors positioned at 45-degree angles to the lenses. The inward angles of the mirrors could be slightly adjusted to change the point where the stereoscopic images converge, similar to the way that our eyes converge on a subject that we're looking at. For this reason, the Gunsberg named their system Natural Vision. Now, this large green housing is called a blimp, and it was used to minimize the noise produced by the two very loud camera motors, which, by the way, had to run together in perfect synchronization. The rig itself is built on a steel lathe bed inside the blimp, and when the two cameras with full film magazines were mounted on this, it was incredibly heavy and had to be moved around on set with a crane or a forklift. It also required multiple operators, one for the camera on that side and one for the camera on this side, and another one in the back looking through a viewfinder between the lenses to frame the shot. The first Natural Vision system was used to shoot Arch Oboler's 1952 independent feature BWANA DEVIL. That rig was actually damaged toward the end of production, and 5 additional rigs were constructed in February of 1953 when Warner Brothers hired the Natural Vision Company to film their first 3D picture, House of Wax, starring Vincent Price. Natural Vision was also used for the 3D movies Fort Ty, Charge at Feather River, The Moonlighter, Devil's Canyon, Top Banana, Adam and Six Eves, Gog, which, by the way, was also amazingly restored by the 3D Film Archive, the Mouseketeers 3D Jamboree for Disneyland, and, of course, September Storm. At least, the above-water scenes in September Storm. We're not entirely sure about what camera system was used for the underwater sequences, but we are researching that now to find out. Now, as far as we know, this rig is the only Natural Vision from the 1950s to survive, and we have it in our museum collection at 3D Space, the Center for Stereoscopic Photography, Art, Cinema, and Education. You can learn more about our ongoing efforts to open a 3D museum here in Los Angeles by visiting 3-dspace.org. Now, one interesting thing to note is that Natural Vision isn't mentioned anywhere in the promotional materials for September Storm, because by the time it was being filmed in 1959, the Natural Vision Company had sold off their rigs to a camera equipment rental company in Hollywood. In fact, September Storm wasn't even marketed using the term 3D, since the 3D fad had pretty much died out in 1954, losing to the more economical CinemaScope anamorphic widescreen process. 3D was frowned upon in 1960, so the film's marketing instead tried to make it sound like a new technology by touting the miracle of stereo vision, for the first time the new dimension that combines all dimensions. And instead of 3D glasses, all of the advertising declared that you will see it with special viewers designed by master craftsmen. Thanks so much for supporting this campaign. Keep sharing it with your Facebook friends and Twitter followers, and help us reach our stretch goals before the campaign ends.